Good morning, traders. This is CloudChartist. I thought it would be a good time to do a little top-down Ichimoku analysis on Crude, since Crude is up 7.85% this morning. I'm going to guess on some kind of OPEC meeting resolution. I haven't bothered to check the news yet this morning. It's only 7 a.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to start off with the monthly chart here. And this is the big picture. I'll zoom in, see what's going on right now. We only have, this is the last day of the month, so this is the candle that we're making. You see that we came down and bounced off the Tenkan-sen at 42.80. In fact, we traded slightly below that down to 42.20, but basically we bounced off the Tenkan-sen. Ever since price broke above the Tenkan-sen back in April, it's been holding the Tenkan-sen on a closing basis. That's important to note. Tenkan-sen is now moving up, so that suggests that as long as price continues to hold the Tenkan-sen, it will also move up as the Tenkan-sen moves up. The eventuality is that we will, if price continues to move up, we will get a bull cross, meaning the blue line here, the Tenkan-sen crosses over the Kijun-sen here. We have some just obvious resistance around 60 bucks. That's also, I'm pointing over here to this resistance you can see over here on the left, but we also have the Kijun-sen at approximately 59.51, so same approximate level of resistance ahead. That's quite a ways ahead. So let's go to some shorter time frames to see what else we have in store. Just make a note that Crude is bearish on the monthly time frame as price is under the cloud. All right, let's look at the weekly. Weekly, you see, if you watch my weekly videos, you know that I've been talking about a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. We've been putting in a choppy and messy right inverse shoulder, but the inverse shoulder has not yet been invalidated, so it's still a potential pattern. This is a pattern that Crude loves to bottom off. Anyway, sorry, let me zoom out a little bit more. If that's the case, we would have to look for a neckline. And I'm just gonna draw one really quickly. Not a very well thought out one, but something like that. So we need price to get really over about 52, 51.80, something like that, in order for the measured move off this pattern to be triggered. And you can see that it's going to be a mighty measured move. And I've gone over this in my weekly videos several times, but if you're new to figuring out measured moves off inverse head and shoulders, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just measuring the neckline to the, oops, jeez, I don't know what that was. The neckline to the head, putting that over here. We see that the measured move is somewhere around 77 bucks. So that's significantly higher from here. All right. So let's remove these drawings. Go back to a regular scale. So as far as what the weekly candle is doing right now, last week we put in a potential reversal candle, gravestone type candle, in order to have a reversal of trend from this uptrend that was previously existing to a new downtrend, we would need to have a lower high and a lower low. We have that currently. So if you want to be bullish for and continue the trend to the upside, we want to see this week's candle close above last week's high. Last week's high was 49.20, so we have a ways to go still on this candle in order to beat that level and show that we do have an intact uptrend. Please note that we do have a flat cloud below, and coming up in a couple of weeks we have this cloud twist. If for some reason this up move does not hold, and we trade back down to 43.80, wherever the cloud is at, 43.81. This is a precarious area. We could indeed crash or go through the cloud right here. This is interesting. I wonder what that is. I suppose that's some kind of sink or swim thingy. I'll have to figure that out at some point. Anyway, so be aware of this area if we do continue back down again, because really this is sort of a head and shoulders here, a little microcosm head and shoulders. All right, let's go down to the daily. Oh, and by the way, price is bullish on the weekly time frame. And also, if we do get some retracement for the rest of the week, look at the Tenkan-sen to offer support at 47.21. If we lose that level, then Kijun-sen offers support at 45.71. All right, let's look at the daily, which is pretty much the most interesting chart and why I'm making this video. We see that we had been bearish on the daily time frame at yesterday's close. We were quite a bit under the cloud after closing inside the cloud on the prior day. So we definitely had a trend reversal to the downside yesterday, but so far we have a higher low and a higher high, suggesting as long as the candle closes this way, a trend change again to the upside. And we do have some immediate resistance at the top of the cloud right here at 49.22, and it looks like chances are relatively good of that being tested today. If we do test the 49.22 level and head higher, then we notice the Chikou, this red line here representing price time shifted 26 days into the past, is going to come into the bottom of this candle here at 49.62. So we could go to that level too, above the cloud, and then also find resistance if we do blow through the cloud. A note moving forward, if we do put in a close inside the cloud, anytime where price is inside the cloud, it does have support, and it will be neutral price action if we do put in a close inside the cloud. If we put in a close above the cloud, that will be a bullish Ichimoku chart. Let's look at some shorter time frames. Let's go to the 4-hour. That is my cat saying hello in the background. He is carrying his little bear around. He likes to make that noise when he carries his bear. Somewhat unusual to have a cat with a teddy bear, but he does. Anyway, we see this, ginormous move from on the 4-hour chart from below the cloud where we were bear flagging until we got obviously whatever news that we got, and this last 4-hour, the second to last 4-hour candle came up and tested above the cloud, but then got sucked back in for the close of the candle, then blasted out and is testing the highs, these prior highs that we saw from Monday midday. So this could be a potential area of resistance here on the 4-hour as well. Let's see what the close was there. Was 49.04. That's right where we're at right now. We're at 49.06. So price action could stop here, and we of course we remember, the daily. All right, let's go to the hourly. As you can imagine, hourly is extremely bullish over the cloud, extremely overbought RSI. If we do get a pullback on the hourly time frame, then the Tenkan-sen offers support below, way down at 47.26. This is obviously a move that is unexpected and out of the normal range of trading as of late. So Yeah, we are looking quite extended here above the cloud. Let's look at the 30-minute. Pretty much the same, very extended above the cloud, very overbought on the RSI. 15 minutes going to tell us the same. Very extended above the cloud, very overbought on the RSI. That's pretty impressive. So if we do get a pullback on shorter time frames, we can look at the Tenkan-sen at 48.11, 48.12 here as potential support for a pullback buy, and then we can even go down to the 5-minute for a potential pullback buy, finding support at 48.61. Wow, it looks like we're just going to go for that top of the daily cloud. So I'm just going to put it on the daily while I finish the video. We can watch that happen. Thanks for watching my, that's basically a demonstration of how I do top-down analysis on Ichimoku charts. Top-down meaning starting with a longer time frame first and moving down through time, shorter and shorter time frames. If you're interested in learning more about Ichimoku, please check out my website, CloudChartist.com. I do teach, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments section below on YouTube, or hit me up on Twitter at CloudChartist, or by email, cloudchartist@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and good luck trading today.